The first thing we're going to do is warm up our lower back and calm down our nervous system. You're going to lay on your stomach with your forearms underneath your chest, and you're simply just going to press up, making sure your back is nice and relaxed, and you're using your arms to pump back and forth. You're going to do this 15 times. If you've watched my other sciatic videos, you know this is one of my favorite ways to help flush the inflammation out of your lower back and really helping relieve some of that back pain. After you've done that 15 times, you're going to roll to your back, and we're going to do a nerve glide to help calm down our nervous system, and specifically that sciatic nerve. You're going to grab the back of your thigh, and as you go to straighten your leg, you're going to point your toes up towards the ceiling, and then bring your toes to your shin and bring your heel to your butt. You're going to go back and forth again 15 times. This is just a great way to get those nerves to start gliding past the inflammation. You're going to do it on both legs. Make sure that as you straighten your leg that you don't feel any extreme stretching or shaking happening in that leg. You want a nice and easy movement going back and forth. This is one of those things where less is more. And again, 15 times. Now that you've warmed up your lower back and calmed down your nervous system, this is the exercise and stretch routine that you need to utilize to overcome sciatica. This is what I use with my patients on a daily basis. These first two movements are going to be some simple stretches. We're going to start off with hip mobility. Most people that have sciatica have really tight hips, so that's why we're going to work on the hip mobility. From here, what you're going to be in this 90-90 position, and you're just going to go to the other side. Use your hands for a little bit of support. That way you can really work on just kind of opening up your hips as much as possible. I love this because you're working your hips both internally and externally, which is both ranges of motions that you need to utilize your hips. You do 10 reps. The second area we're going to focus on is the middle of your back. You're probably going to feel this in a little bit of your lower back as well, but it should be primarily the middle of your back and through your rib cage. From this 90-90 position again, your hand's going to be a little bit further out this time, and you're simply going to take the other hand and reach through this little tunnel right here. You're going to take a deep breath in. Once you feel like you can't go any further, exhale and try to just crawl your hand out as far as possible. Hold for a split second, do 2 to 3 breaths in that position, and then we're going to switch sides. It's really important that you work around your lower back if you're having sciatica. More than likely you're having to overuse your lower back, causing the sciatica because you can't use your hips or the middle of your back, which is why you're in pain. So if you can focus on opening up around the middle of your back, you're going to have a lot more success than just focusing on your lower back. Like I said, reach as far as you can, crawl your hands through, feel that good stretch through your rib cage, maybe a little bit of your lower back. Big breath in, exhale, try to reach a little bit further, and enjoy that stretch. By the way, I'm Dr. Clayton with Empower Health and Performance. I love keeping people active and pain-free. If you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, it'd be greatly appreciated. These next couple of movements are going to be strength-based. In order for you to overcome sciatica, you have to get stronger. That's where the real progress comes from. If you stick with these easier exercises, you're never going to actually overcome the pain. So let's get stronger together. We're going to start off by strengthening your core. Your core is what creates a safe environment for your lower back so that sciatica can actually heal. Think about it. You break your arm, they put you in a cast to create that safe environment so that bone can heal. Your core is that cast for your lower back. You're going to start off in all fours. You're going to be on your hands and knees, hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. You're going to lift your knees an inch off of the ground, and you're going to kick one leg straight back. You're going to hold for a split second and then alternate your legs. Really important that as you go to kick your leg back, that you don't shift your body to the side to kick back, and that you don't let your pelvis shift. From the other side, you'll see that if I let my pelvis shift, I'm twisting into my lower back. That is a big no-no. That's going to create a lot of irritation for your sciatic nerve. So keep your core nice and tight. Keep your back stable, reach back. You should feel your glute working, and you should feel your core working all at the same time. You're going to go back and forth 10 times. Before we get into the next strengthening portion, if you don't mind dropping a thumbs up in the comment section, it helps the algorithm and gets this video to more people that need it as well. Now we're going to lengthen the lever and go into a full push-up position. Your feet are going to be wider than your hips. Your hands are going to be underneath your shoulder. You're going to take one hand and tap the opposite shoulder. You're going to hold for 3 seconds. Again, really important as you're doing this exercise that you don't feel your body weight shift to the side, or you don't feel yourself kind of just twisting your lower back as you're doing it. Keep your core nice and tight the entire time. You should feel a little bit of shaking, as I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. This should be a difficult exercise. If it's too easy for you, you can bring your feet closer together, but make sure there's no shifting going on in your lower back. Do 10 reps, holding for 3 seconds. Now we're going to do a variation of a side plank. Your elbow is going to be underneath your shoulder. and your knees are gonna be slightly out in front of you with your knees bent. You're gonna bring your hips up and bring them forward. From there, you're gonna bring this top leg down and in front of you. Hold this for 3 seconds. As you bring that leg down in front of you, really important that you don't let your hips sag down towards the ground. Really drive this bottom knee into the ground to lift your hip. You should feel your core and hip really working in this position. You're gonna hold that position for 3 seconds, bring this top leg back on top of the bottom leg, sit back into a chair, tap your butt and come right back up. Hips come forward, make sure you're in a straight line. A lot of my patients are gonna hang out in this position, but you're not gonna get the full hip strengthening if you leave your hips back a little bit. So bring those hips forward, bring this top leg forward, down at an angle, hold for 3 seconds. You're gonna do this 8 times. You should feel a deep burn through that bottom glute. You're gonna do both sides. Going back to this 90-90 position, you're gonna have your hands in front of you and you're gonna go up to both knees. From there, you're gonna go slow and controlled on the way down, 3 to 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, tap and pop right back up. The fastest way to get a muscle strong is by loading it in a lengthened position, and you're loading both hips in a lengthened position in external rotation and internal rotation, giving you maximal range of motion. You're gonna do both sides for 8 reps. Since you've been a loyal follower and watched all the way through, here are a couple bonus tips to help you overcome sciatica even more. First of all, you have to stay off soft surfaces like a really soft couch, the recliners, and booths at restaurants. You wanna sit on a hard, firm surface. It's gonna allow you to have better posture. Second, I need you moving around as often as possible. Don't get stuck in your chair at work or at home for too long. Get up, move around, change your posture as often as possible. And third, make sure you strengthen your core and hips. If you can do those 3 things, your body will thank you. Let's do a quick recap. First of all, make sure you warm up your lower back by flushing the inflammation out by just doing a simple McKenzie exercising, doing 15 reps. Then you'll roll to your back and you're gonna do a nerve glide. These are great for calming down your nervous system and getting the nerve to start gliding past the inflammation. Then you can go into a great hip opener like this 90-90 exercise where you're just kind of going back and forth, doing internal and external rotation of each hip. Then you'll stretch the middle of your back and a little bit of your lower back by kind of doing this modified thread the needle exercise where you're reaching through as far as you can. After you've done those mobility exercises, you're gonna go into some core exercises. You can go into this amazing side plank exercise that strengthens your core, hip, and lower back all at once. And then you're gonna finish with strengthening your hips. Again, I'm Dr. Clayton. I'm here to help you stay active and pain-free. Hit that subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated.